mean, that's something we got to be better at.
This question of the senator.
Hemant, I'm wondering, what is it actually that you believe?
In terms of, I mean, I believe people are genuinely good. I believe that we could take care of our own problems, and the things we can't take care of, I mean, they're usually out of our control. I don't know if that answers your question, but is there anything in particular you're interested in?
What do you stand for?
What do I stand for? I believe in individual rights. I think people deserve equal rights and equal treatment, and I mean, it kind of stems from those types of views.
Where do you diverge from people who believe in
That
What is it? Where is the point where you...
Where is the point that I diverge from religious people? It's where those beliefs are coming from. I mean, I can see with my own eyes, like, how people get treated in something. There are religious people who will say, you know, yeah, I see that, like, gay people don't get treated equally the same way straight people do. But the Bible says, you know, religion is evil. So there's some Christians, not all, some Christians, who don't want to give those rights to other people. Or people who think women's role is to do this and not that. And my thinking, you know, the humanist thinking is, wait, we're all equal. We're all genetic cousins of some sort or another. So why do we treat each other, you know, differently like that? I mean, it's coming from my upbringing, what I experience, things like that. I guess I don't need to be told that, you know, this book has all the answers, and I can discover it on my own.
Have you had any contact?
Yeah, I mean, I've read large parts of the Bible. This sounds hokey, but a lot of my best friends are Christian. I mean, but yeah, I've had experience with the Bible, and I've read parts.
So what would somebody be subscribing to if, for example, if somebody joins the, what's it called,
Secular Student Alliance?
Yeah. What is the person subscribing to if they join, for example, just to take that?
They're subscribing to a lot of the same thing. I mean, the things that religion has to offer, like a community on their campus, like people they can talk to and get to know, standing for certain, we don't really tell them, you know, you have to believe these political views or these sociological views. It's just, here's a group of people that are not religious. We're not going to make them do anything or make them think a certain way.
But why is the not being religious, why is that emphasized? You seem to be emphasizing that.
My problem, like I said, my problem isn't necessarily religion, and this is maybe where I differ from some atheists. I don't have as big of a problem with religion as long as that religion is not stopping them from doing bad things. I see some people guided by religion, and it makes them want to legislate their morality, or they want to use their religion to treat people badly.
I mean, appalling things are still being done in the name of religion, we know that. But then I think we have to distinguish between faith and religion. It's not necessarily the same thing. You know, a religious person,
Yeah, I mean,
maybe a person of little or no faith, but a person of faith is a different thing. But I'm trying to, what is the objection to God or to the existence of God? You deny the existence of God, is that?
yes,
Is that your standpoint? On what basis?
that I have no evidence for. I mean, that's it. I haven't seen any good evidence to believe in God. I'm not saying there is unequivocally no God, but I'm saying I don't think there is. Again, is that a rallying point? I don't know, but I think that's a way that I think it's bad when people are saying, I'm going to live my life guided by what this book says, despite what's going on around me. When that happens, that's what I have a problem with. And when they teach children that, I have a problem with that.
Although it's not entirely a book, it's not just a book, it's not just...
Well, the whole culture, too. I mean, guided by what a pastor says, or what this culture says.
But there's also the person of Jesus, who actually was born and walked on earth and believed.
Well, you can argue about that, too. Again, there are Christians I know who are guided by what they believe, you know, here's what Jesus would have done. And what Jesus would have done coincides a lot with what I believe, too. I don't have a big problem with that. The problem is when they try to, you know, live their life and, you know, impede certain education, try to stop people from learning certain things, or teach certain things.
So have you been very disappointed by people who espouse a particular faith or religion? Have you been very disappointed by people who call themselves religious?
Have I been disappointed by people who call themselves religious? It's on a case-by-case basis. Again, I know a lot of religious people who I have no problems with, and I don't really care if they're religious or not, and I'm not there to try to tell them they're wrong. I don't really care. But I've also met religious people who I have big problems with, because I know that... Yeah, well, and as we all have, yeah, because they're doing things I just completely disagree with. So again, it's on a case-by-case basis. Yeah. Are you responding to that or different?
Sort of a little, I mean, you consider that atheism is more rational than being religious?
I do believe that.
Okay. Have you ever considered, okay, and this, my dad said this one time ago, we're not atheists, but we're not very religious, but if you believe in God, or sorry, if you don't believe in God, and there is no God, when you die, nothing happens.
Right.
But if you know, if there is a God, and
then I'm better off.
You don't believe in God, you don't live by God, then you go to hell.
Right.
But the flip side is that if you believe in God and you live by God,
and there is a God, then I'm better off.
Still nothing happens.
Yeah.
But then, you know, if you believe in God, there is a God, then you go to heaven.
But then the question arises.
So it's more rational than to believe in God.
And what, yeah, Pascal's wager is what you're talking about. Again, the question is, well, you know, if I just say to myself I believe in God, you know, if the God that I've always heard of can read my thoughts, so God will know that I don't really believe. And, you know, are you praying to the right God? What if it's a different religion's God? Things like that. I think if you just go online for 2 seconds and type that in, you will see a lot of refutations to that argument itself. So that argument that you're making, I know a lot of people, like, at first thought,